Hey, it's so good to see you again, virtually, of course. In this video, I'm going to talk about what happened, or if my dad actually received um, the outfit that I made him. So, if you have not seen my vlog where I talked about my dad's shirt, go watch that before you continue. Okay, so my dad's birthday was on January 22nd, and yes, he received it, thank God. So it didn't get stuck in the air, or at least not forever. Um, but did he actually get it on time? So yesterday, which was January 23rd, he texted me that he got it. And I was so happy that he actually got it. But of course, he received it after his birthday. So it was one day too late, unfortunately, but at least he got it. So I'm happy that he got it. He really liked it. He was really happy, to receive the package. So that's the update. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video. I'm so tired and exhausted today. It was a long day at school, but I got good news. I have an apartment and a new roommate who I met at church. So he's kind of like a friend now. Well, not kind of, she is. But yeah, so that's exciting. I'm not even sure if I'm moving like tomorrow or the day after, but the apartment is ours officially since today. Well, it has been, but today we signed all the paper, like all the extra paper, because you have to like do the application, do all the other stuff, and then I guess the official paper. So we did that today, and yeah. I don't even know. I think she already got the keys, but and the thing is, I have not even seen the apartment yet. So, but I'll go into details in my next video, and then I'll tell you how we got it and why I am moving into a place that I have not physically seen or have seen in person. Should I say it like that? Yeah. Anyway, I'm about to go get in the shower. I am not packing tonight. I'm too tired for that. So yeah, I'm not lifting a finger tonight. So mhm. I guess that's it for tonight. Hey guys, it's good to see y'all. I am in my new apartment, and in the beginning, well, we moved here on what 26th. That's 2 days ago, I think. How do I not know that? I think it's 26. Anyway, when I first saw it, because prior to moving in, I didn't see it. So the move-in date was the first time that I actually saw this apartment. And first, I didn't know how to feel about it, and I ended up not liking it at all. And then I was like, am I being ungrateful? Because this really is something that God blessed us with, And there's a whole story behind it. I think I'll get into that later on, but I felt like, am I being ungrateful? But then I'm like, okay, it's not a matter of being ungrateful, because when you expect something to be a certain way and it is not, it is very much, what, humanly, is that a word? I don't know. It's just kind of our nature to feel, disappointed or a certain way. So I guess that's just what I was feeling or dealing with. Um, yeah, it's like, okay, it's not necessarily that I'm being ungrateful, it's just I was prepared for something different, and what I was prepared for is not what I got. So, of course, I'm gonna feel a certain way, because everybody that comes in here is like, oh, this is nice. And everybody that show on face is like, oh, this looks good. And I'm like, Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, but I think it's just a matter of getting used to it. The things that I wasn't happy about is that I hear a squeaky noise every time somebody's walking upstairs. And, I'm not used to that. I'm not used to that. Like the apartment that I lived in before, it was super quiet and peaceful. The house that I was living in before I moved in here, that was really quiet and peaceful. I didn't hear nobody walk unless they were like running up and down the stairs, but not necessarily, you know. And even the house that I used to live in like years ago, like sometimes I would hear a noise, sometimes I would hear them like drop something, but it wasn't like here where you constantly hear something. So then I went to feel a different apartment, which is basically the same like this, except for the fact that they have a fireplace in there, and the kitchen countertop is lighter, and that apartment is on the top floor. So I wouldn't hear anybody walk. All the walking that had to be done was ours basically. So that's it. But now that I'm here and I'm slowly adjusting, I am starting to like it a little bit better. It's just a rough start, when things that needed to be fixed before you move in are not fixed. So that's the only complaints that I kind of have. But I'll get over it. I'll get over it. I'll be fine. Um, where I was living in a nice house, nice neighborhood. It was just that there was no public transportation, so I was relying on my friend, and I'm super thankful for her, super grateful. I love her so much because she really helped me a lot in ways that you know I don't even think she realized. But that's just you know really good. Um, then I was like, okay, God, I need a car, or I need an apartment closer to school. So I left that alone, and then in December last year, 2017, my my friend, she reached out and she was like, "Hey, do you need a roommate? I'm looking for somebody to move into an apartment with. Do you want to move in with me?" So I was like, "No, I'm good where I'm at." And then later I was like, well, actually, I did ask God for an apartment or a car, so I guess apartment it is, right? So I was like, okay. Then we started to look for different apartments, and I saw one that I really liked, but the one was quite expensive. I told her I'm only moving in if it's less than 1,200. For a two bath. So that one was 13 something. So I was like, yeah, it's really nice, but it's above the budget that I told her, because I was only paying 500 with everything included, with my friend that I was living with. So it's like it doesn't make sense for me to move out, and to pay more for no reason. So it's like I could just stay with her and then get a car. But it would be nice to be in the city. That's something that I like because I was more in the outskirts. So then we kept looking for different apartments and stuff, and like maybe a few weeks or almost, yeah, it's actually a little over a month later, she came up with this apartment, and I was like, okay, it's within the budget. It was 1184 online, and when she went to view it, it dropped like $1. So we're like, okay, it's $1, but it still counts. So then she was like, okay, if we do the application within 48 hours, we have 50% off all the application fees. So it's like, okay, we should get this. But when I looked at it, I was like, this is 2 hours away from school. So this one is not it, even though we both felt like, okay, this is it. It's like, And then she looked at it later. She was like, no, it's 1 hour and I guess she said 37 minutes. So it's like, okay, still far, but okay. And then when I looked at it, it was 1 hour and 28 minutes. So I was like, okay, yeah, I guess it depends on what time you look at it, right? So we were like, okay, this might be it. But for some reason, I wasn't sure. So I was like, I don't know. maybe we should go, and then we were planning on, well, we both couldn't go the day after, which was Saturday. So I said, let's go on Sunday after church. So after church, um, I didn't really feel like that was it. Where I didn't know for sure whether it was it or whether it was it not that. So we were just chilling. I was like, okay, well, if it is out, well, she was like, yeah, we only have, this for 48 hours, so it's either we apply online for it or we don't get it. And I was like, I don't know. And it's just like, okay, well, you know. And then I was like, well, maybe this is it. I was going back and forth for real. And so she was like, well, we didn't go to see it. And, she saw it before me though. But to go back and like really apply for it, I was like, yeah, I don't know. And so, yeah, later I was like, you know what? She said that time was basically running out, and I was like, well, if it's for us, then it will still be there. It's gonna wait on us to move in, versus us waiting or looking for it and then move in. So I was like, we're gonna get favor and everything's gonna work out. If this is it, then God will show us. So I asked God, like, okay, if this is it, I need a sign. I need to know that this is it, or I need to know that this is not it. And I was like, God, I'm gonna need you to drop that price. And so I called my mom, and she didn't say like, oh no, don't do it, this is not it. But she also didn't say, okay, this is it. So I was like, she was saying basically like, do what you feel is right, because you're there and I'm not. You have a better feel on or vision on it. So I was like, okay. And then I started to look at different apartments, in the area that I actually know. And everything was like really expensive, like almost 2,000 for a two bath and two baths. So I was like, definitely not it. So, for some reason, I went back to this apartment, and believe it or not, but the price dropped from 1183 to 1169. So it's like, it dropped, so that means that this is it, because that's what I asked for. Drop the price and give me a sign. And the sign was, my mom not specifically saying this is not it or saying this is it, but more so to what you feel, you know. That's something. And then the price dropped, and plus the apartments that were available were N for Nabila and the letter J for Jasmine, which is my roommate, or Jesus, whatever you want to call it. So it's like, because we both did not expect the price to drop. They were like solid prices, Only time that the prices would drop is after the application day that the leasing center gave her, which was January 24th. And so after the 24th, everything was like closer to 1200, And so for it to drop, it was like, yeah, this must be it. So then we didn't apply directly after we saw it, but because we were trying to figure something out. Well, I guess we were figuring out if we would still get that 50% off the 24-hour, because technically we were looking at it on the same day. We just couldn't make it to go to that place. And so after, like right before I applied on the 25th, we called the leasing center and we asked like if we would still get that 50% off if we're applying online. And then the lady told us like, yeah, you would get it like accredited back to your account on your move-in date. So I ended up applying, and then I told God like, you need to speed it up too, if like when I asked him to drop the price, I was like, speed it up. And so believe it or not, but the same day I applied for it is the same day we got approved. So I was like, what? And the crazy thing is that I am a non-US citizen. I don't have credits. I don't know, for those overseas that are watching, credits is some kind of system where, you get a score if you're good with making payments on time or not. I don't understand it either. Whatever. Anyway, I don't have credits. And, to get an apartment, you need credits or some kind of, at least show something. I also just got a social security number, Um, so it was like, how did I get an apartment? It's basically, it can only be God, like, I just got a job, but my job is not, um, a major ad, you know. So it was really like definitely from God. But when I came in here, I was like, God, this is not what I expected. So why would you put me in a place where, you know, I don't 100% like, or I don't like for 100%, I didn't understand that. So I'm still going through the process of like adjusting and, trusting God, because at the end of the day, it's still a blessing, in a way that we both were not expecting, because she was a little bit concerned, like, will we get the apartment with you not having credits and being international? But the truth is that I have lived in an apartment before. Only thing is that I didn't have to do much to get an apartment, because there were already people living in it. And so there were like three girls, and the third one, I was taking over her lease. So they didn't need credits or anything from me. They just needed proof that I was able to pay it, basically. So that apartment, that was also something that God gave me, because at that time I only had 2 weeks to move out, and I couldn't find any apartment that I could get with no credits. Um, Also, you need at the apartments that I was looking at, you needed like to make 3 times the amount. That was something I was not making, definitely, for sure. Also, you needed to put down the the first month of rent, the last month of rent, and then the security deposit. That's something that I did not have, because I wasn't expecting to move out. I didn't like my campus, so I just wanted to get out. Um, so that was also a different blessing. But this apartment, like, I'm constantly looking this way, because I literally hear the people like walking on this side, and I'm like looking like, what the hell, who's there? And then I'm like, okay, it's the people above us. So that's one thing that I really don't like. But I guess if this is the place that we need to be in, then I guess I'll just get used to it. And if the other apartment is the one, then we'll transfer, and then we'll be on the top floor, and I won't be bothered by any noise. So I'll just look and see what God is saying. Everything will work out. Next time I will show you guys around. Either when we're in a new place or when we're settled down in this place, because everything is still unpacked and all over the place, because I don't want to unpack and settle down, and then we transfer, and then we have to pack up again, move, and then unpack and settle down. So that's a little bit too much. So I'm waiting until tomorrow. Tomorrow they will tell us whether we can move to the different apartment, transfer, without the transfer fees, which is like $400. So I'll just look and see what that will bring, I guess. So that's the story. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. At least he got, a different outfit to slay on somebody else's birthday.